Hey Aries, welcome to your tarot reading. So we're going to do tarot readings over here. And then, I'm going to start with an oracle deck though first. And then there will be an extended or probably an extra reading over on Vimeo. And that's going to be, I think, a romance reading is what I'm feeling right now. Oh, I already thoroughly shuffled these. I just wanted to shuffle them some more, apparently. So let's pull out these oracle cards. See what we've... Okay, you all want to come. Okay, so we have a little book. Oh, this is good. Okay, so we're going to talk about you're very close to achieving your goal. Obstacles are receding into the background. Things that have bothered you and dogged you, they're starting to recede, and someplace where you want to go, something you want to do is starting to become clear. It's starting to come into more focus here. There's still some adjustments or some fine-tuning of the plan. You may have to sort of I don't know, squint a little bit or get some new glasses. And as we adjust to, as this starts to come into focus, you may have to move a little bit. There might be a head standing in your way, but you're going to be able to see where you're going and what's happening here. You don't need to push. You don't need to push or shove or get aggressive here because it is happening. You're getting close. It's happening. Okay. Then we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So taken together, this is really awesome. A personal issue reaching resolution. Full moon in Cancer, gibbous moon, full moon in Cancer. So something, right, we're seeing the whole picture here. We're seeing the bigger picture. I feel like it's coming into focus. And you're reaching resolution and you're very close to it. You're very close to sort of getting your ducks in a row for a minute. So that's fun, right? And then we have a time for healing, rest, relaxation, balsamic moon. Yeah. You don't need to be too, I just suddenly felt like, whew, oh yeah, time for healing. We don't need to be too active. Maybe this personal issue reaching resolution, you're going to, get the help you need. This could be physical healing. You could be like close to full recovery from a physical issue, and getting close. So this is all like if you emotionally or physically or psychologically, if you've had some sort of struggle or issue, this is all like, it's all going to be laid to rest. Everything, your ducks are going to be in a row and you're going to be able to relax and look at your ducks in a row. Ducks won't be in a row forever, but they'll be in a row for now. And you're very close to that. You're very close to sort of a healing time, maybe even a vacation. And things are getting sorted. So, and then we have a great gathering. So maybe you're going to a reunion of some kind, or meeting up with some people. It's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribes, reconnecting, connecting and reconnecting with people that you're deeply connected with. So it's all coming together. I love this. You're close to achieving your goal, time for healing, personal. It's all coming together. That's exactly what these other cards. So we just basically got like a whole little book, a little bit of a repetitious book. I do love repetition, especially when it comes to tarot reading and these readings. I like to see, validation. And so maybe it's a group of people where it's all coming together, friendships, relationship, there's resolution, there's an end point or an end point with something. It's coming together. So we're not reaching the end point right now, but we are getting a lot closer to it. All right, let's pull out some tarot here. All right, Aries. Overall for the reading is 8 of Wands. So communication that changes reality, maybe part of this like reaching resolution, idea, and this maybe communication about this gathering of souls, or this gathering that you might be going to. So a lot of communication. 8 of Wands always reminds me to check your spam mail, make sure you've opened all your mail and read it and looked at the deadlines, reread your plane tickets. That's actually where I first experienced this card. I had misread my plane tickets and got stuck somewhere for another week because that's the way it happened. So, and it was a very expensive week. So yeah, so this card always reminds me that double check, triple check, have someone else check for you what the details are, and any kind of communication. Past. Okay, what's going on here? Oh my gosh. I'm pulling from the bottom of the deck. Well, what did I pull? Ace of Pentacles, something real. This would be like absolutely something coming together and starting in reality. The plans, I love it when a plan comes together. I don't think most of you are going to understand that. It's from 18. And so, yeah, this is like the plan coming together, and it's real now. It's coming into reality. Maybe before it was a lot of talk. It was a lot of, it's all coming together basically, and it's going to start. There's a new beginning here in reality, something where you're going, something that you're doing, something that you're working on. You know, you finally, well, we're coming into September. You finally start school. You finally get to where you want to where you want to go. You finally start the new job. You finally get in with the specialist. You finally get the new apartment or house, and you finally get the new car. So something like that. Real stuff happening finally comes together. And you'll be able to relax when it comes together. There's something that you've been working towards that is going to be a big exhale once it finally happens. Past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. I think there might be a little confusion or some topsy-turvy energy going into this, right? Because we've got like, it's not quite there, but it's getting there. So there might be some confusion or topsy-turvy energy. Okay, we got some cups, some pentacles, some swords, and the wands. They're all here. They're all here, and so is the magician. The magician collects all the tools they need to make something happen. And we already have something happen in reality, and the magician is collecting the tools. And the magician has all 4 suits available to them. So that's actually really cool that all 4 suits have shown up in your reading. In the recent past, we have King of Pentacles. We have sort of sugar daddy energy. We have someone who is successful, maybe someone paying for something, maybe somebody, it's typically more masculine appearing energy, but usually, I don't know, usually I say like it doesn't matter male or female, right? Because the king is just leadership. The king is a traditional leader. There's nothing surprising about them being in a leadership position. They got the old-fashioned way. They're successful. Maybe the money they have was all acquired in the normal path of things in a stepwise fashion. So this is a person you've dealt with in the past, King of Pentacles. In this situation, they may be the one with the money, the one with the funds, the one with the executive, the boss energy. Yeah, again, it's very traditional. So current situation, Page of Cups. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people here. Well, we've got the Great Gathering, so that would be bringing in a lot of people here. Page of Cups here, or in other decks, Daughter of Emotions, Daughter of Feelings. So this is the current situation. Someone's surprised about what they have, about how they feel. Good or bad, they're just very surprised about how they feel. This person is taking things in stride. They're very absorbed by how they feel. They could be excited. This is sort of the butterflies vibe. People feeling butterflies about things. Right, we've got this cup, your heart right here, full of surprising things, and could be excitement, a sense of destiny, change, growth, a sort of a newbie vibe, but they were not necessarily a newbie. They're They're not necessarily a newbie, but it's a new sort of, they're born, I want to say born again or born anew. Emotional. I feel like this is like anticipatory excitement for whatever is coming together. There's a lot of anticipation and excitement for whatever is, coming together and coming to fruition here. Inner landscape, what you're thinking about. 8 of Cups, moving on. The 8 of Cups is fine. This is good, but things could be better. Looking for opportunities. There's something that is drawing you forward, drawing you towards it. It's not like I'm just leaving this behind. I don't know what's over here, but we're definitely not doing this anymore. This is somebody, this could be you as the Page of Cups, seeing a new opportunity that you'd actually like to pursue. Maybe being worried that someone else is moving on. But you're going, I mean, what are you doing here? You're wanting to go somewhere, you're searching for a better place, a better land. The grass indeed might be greener someplace. I mean, I just think that's always such an interesting idea. The grass is greener on the other side of the fence, and it just talks about like constant dissatisfaction with our current situation, constantly better. But you know what? Some things are better. Some people talk about like, well, but what are the trade-offs? Yeah, but sometimes it's just actually better over there. It's not like, the trade-offs are great, maybe you don't have the shitty neighbor anymore. Oh no, that's a trade-off. Oh, terrible. It's like sometimes things are actually better in a different place. Or in a different situation, right? Just like, okay, well, I hate this job, but every job is going to have a boss. Well, maybe every job doesn't have a crappy boss, and maybe every job isn't crappy and isn't going to treat you like crap. There are things that are better and there are things that are worse. Not everything is just even and just, this is better, but this is worse and it all evens out. No, that's not true. So I hear people say that sometimes and I just like, what an interesting life. Like every situation you've been in, there's been pros and cons and they are all even. Not in my experience. Some things are actually better than others. So 8 of Wands is something better. Something seems to be calling you forward. You're not quite sure you're enjoying where you're at and you're thinking about moving on, could life be better someplace else in another situation? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So that's what you're thinking about. Moving on, moving forward with something. This has been satisfying. This has been good. Like it. I think I can do better though. I think there's something better for me, better suited for me. More satisfaction, more happiness, right? It's 8 of Cups. You're the Page of Cups. You're excited about something and you're thinking about moving on or moving away from a situation. What's at issue here? The Tower in reverse. So the Tower in reverse could be things really coming together because we're getting that, because the Tower in the upright is things falling apart. The Tower in the reverse could be things coming together or suddenly and in a way that might shake you up or be challenging to your self-perception or challenging to the way things. So the Tower is something that challenges the way things always have been. And sometimes the Tower is about things falling apart, but we know we're going to rebuild. And sometimes the Tower is about things coming together in a way that does change the landscape in our lives. But so it's less about like I don't know, losing your housing and more about finding the housing that you need, right? So both of those can really shake up the structure of your life. Who's in charge of your life? Like getting a job, having a new boss. You're going to have a new boss. Something comes together and in a new structure. The other possibility for the Tower in reverse, which could be true for some of you, would be something that needs to change. And just this like shaking almost of the Tower right before it kind of crumbles. Like it can't withstand this anymore. It's going to crumble. And maybe this is why you're like, I'm going to get out of here before this Tower really collapses. So that could be the other thing is just like something is needing to collapse, but it's just being like duct taped together and it's sort of shaking and not sustainable. This is not a sustainable state. And there might be some structure that's beginning to, that is about to fall apart, but we're not there yet. It's not actually falling apart, but it's having that tension that comes before that. So those are two possibilities I see with this Tower in reverse. And it could be a landing feet first idea too. Instead of the Tower being traumatic, something does come in, does change the landscape, but you land on your feet. It's not all that discombobulating. It may have been something expected as well. The Tower sometimes has this like shocking feel to it. Well, even things that we plan for a long time can have a very shocking feel to it. So in your environment, you have the Magician. So this could be a person in your environment, or this could just be everything coming together. And plus the Magician, it could be the great gathering all the pieces, all the pieces. I love it when a plan comes together. Basically, it's going to be like probably the title of this. I love it when a plan comes together, because that's what's happening in the Magician. It might be this King of Pentacles that's bringing the plan all together into fruition. It might just be the situation in which all these pieces that you need come together. And that supports more this like Tower as something coming together and coming to fruition. So the Magician is like everything kind of coming together. And we already have this personal issue reaches resolution. Very close. It's getting closer. A great gathering coming together, a time for healing. It just seems like something's coming together here with the Magician, and that, yeah, this whole reading supports that idea. So that's in your environment, is things coming together. Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. Check your communication. Make sure you're getting that. Your to-do list, Knight of Swords. I don't like this Knight of Swords, but whatever. So I'm gonna start off with traditional idea on the Knight of Swords. Knights, communication. Swords, communication. Ooh, Eight of Wands, communication. You are the Knight of Swords. The sword can also be logic. Being very logical, being very clear, being very precise. The Knight of Swords can come through and absolutely, with a snap of his finger, clear up a bunch of bullshit. Oh, this is YouTube, not Vimeo. It's not a personal reading. Oh, what's going to happen to me? Knight of Swords here. Yeah. So being very clear on your communication, clearing things up, being very clear. We have this Page of Cups, a lot of excitement, and this Knight of Swords. You might be bringing in a little bit of harsh communication, a little reality check for someone, a little, a beam of light shining into the darkness. A wake-up call is what you could be bringing also. It's like, so here's the vibe of this Knight of Swords, and it could just be this deck. But so we've covered what Knight of Swords traditionally means. A wake-up call, clearing, cutting through the crap. A beam of light through the darkness or the fog, or, understanding, clarity, communicating about it. Very clear communication. No, we're not being foggy. We're not hemming and hawing. We're not soft pedaling anything. It's clear. It's direct. It's not mean. It's clear. It's direct. The Knight of Swords can be a hero that comes in with that communication and that clarity that's been needed here. They can be seen as a villain that's bringing in, oh, I liked my fantasy world. What the hell is this? Like, you could be communicating your true emotions about something, and they might be very surprising emotions. You've grown a lot. You've grown a lot from some crappy things that happened to you, and you might be needing to share about those, needing to communicate about those. It brings a lot of clarity. This Page of Cups could be, it could be you. You're being asked to be the Knight of Swords. Be the clear thinker. Precise, clear thinking, logical thinking, and communication about it. So this one looks like they don't like something, and they know they've got the truth with them. And having the truth with you is a very powerful position to be in. They don't like something, and they're going to wield their truth to cut that down. Whatever shenanigans are going on here, whatever foggy, cloudy ideas going on, or whatever confusion, this Knight of Swords brings in, almost acting like a justice card, brings in the truth and cuts the crap. I like it. But he does have a little bit of an evil look on his eye. So you might enjoy cutting through the crap here. You might like it a little too much. That seems pretty Aries, though, gotta say. Bring in a reality check and a wake-up call and kind of liking it. Kind of liking waking people up from their delusional little worlds here. And it could just be more just communication, logical communication. And we already got this communication card of just being really clear on like what your flight times are and what the itinerary is. And yes, there's a lot of excitement here, things coming together, but just being incredibly clear with your communication, the days you need off, the dates that your classes start, or your doctor's appointment is, or whatever. Like just being very clear and very logical and organized with communication. What's at issue here is what's the possible outcome is the Devil. Commitments that are so easy to get into, so tempting and so difficult to get out of. Addiction. This could be someone that isn't easily gotten rid of. A sense of being trapped. It's all fun and games. There's a lot of fun and games here, but it looks more fun than it is, or you can't get out of something. You're chained to something that bedevils you. It feels like you don't have a lot of choices or options here. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Obsession, some sort of obsession or addiction that holds you in thrall. Greed of some kind, greedy for something of some kind. And it masquerades as something else. It looks like something else, something much more pleasant, something that's really fun, but it's really not. And you feel trapped by it. I think I'm like, you're in the trunk is what I'm getting from here. You're stuffed in this trunk, metaphorically. You're stuffed in this trunk and you can't get out. And there's an image of just having such a good time. Everyone's having such a good time. What? Do you hear that banging? No, I don't hear that banging. No, I don't hear that banging. No. There's nobody in it, and it's coming from the trunk, you say? No, I don't hear anything coming from the trunk. So there's a sense of just, the Devil's always such an interesting card, because it's just anything you can't get out of. Any place where you feel trapped, any place where you feel stuck in the trunk. You're at this party, and now you're in hell. This sucks. Trapped in a web of lies, trapped in a trap. All right, so that sounds fun. So it's just something to look out for here, okay? It's something to look out for, the feeling of being trapped. It can also just be contracts, right? Contracts, easy to get into, hard to get out of. You just sign on the dotted line. It's so easy, and then, wait a minute. So there might be, about the communication, you getting clear. This would be also clearly reading, clearly receiving communication. You might find out that something's not quite as easy to get out of as you thought. Like, I'll just change my tickets. Oh, no. Did you not read the fine print? You cannot change your tickets. But this is you getting with clear communication again. So clear communication is repeated here over and over again. And this is like, you might find that something isn't as easy to get out of as you thought. Once you read the fine print, you might be like, oh no, I'll just do this. And then once you, in your Knight of Swords capacity, read the fine print, you may find out that it's not going to be quite that easy to drop an obligation or a commitment or get out of a contract. Okay, so these I'm looking for chiromancy or synchronicities. things to look for to remind you of something. Storm, Spirit, Chaos. This is always a fun card, but there may be a storm that comes through. This does look like a little of this reverse tower here. The reverse tower and the devil together. Ooh, some interesting energy. So this tower may actually end up falling too. That could be what's happening in the devil card. Some sort of chaos. Well, chaos, right? The tower that's this card. It's the tower card, chaos. But as far as we're pulling this for chiromancy, there might be a storm, a literal storm. There might be literal lightning. There might be a literal man in the sky wielding lightning like it's a sword. Some chaos. Things are coming together, but you may be experiencing some chaos. Owl spirit. Be on the lookout for owls. Owls symbol. Most everyone, a lot of people have a good relationship with owls or some kind of spiritual relationship with owls. They're very, I don't know, there's not a bird that's quite like them. So owls, red dress, feather, red feather. These are things to look for. Just, little winks from the universe. You're right on time. You're right where you need to be. I would definitely get some traveler's insurance or something if you're going on a trip. Like, this is here as a possible outcome, right? So take into account that this devil card is a possible outcome. So that's why you're reading the fine print here. Okay, a little prayer for Aries. Dear Aries, I love this card. It's my card. Clever Crow. Mystery, judgment, clairvoyance, observer of birth, life, and death. So big time passages through lifetime passages. Teach me creative and destructive magic. Oh, this is the Tower card. Two, the Tower in reverse, creative and destructive, right? The Shiva, the creator destroyer. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet card, basically. So, and maybe crows will come into your chiromancy or your moment-to-moment synchronicities. So I hope this was helpful for you, Aries. If you want, join me over on Vimeo. I charge a small token fee for the extended reading, just honoring the energy exchange between us. So if you want, you can join me over there. If not, we'll chat later. Check your sun, moon, rising if you want as those come out.